Have you watched the news recently? Notice how frustrating and depressing it can be to watch people in power who have the means to improve their country for their citizens, but their priorities are skewed. Political corruption is the abuse of public office for private gain. Basic needs like good roads, education, and/or healthcare are put to the side or temporarily pacified before their allocated money is abused. The South African Bill of Rights stated it is the government's responsibility to work towards meeting the basic needs in society and improving the quality of ordinary people's lives. Not many citizens know they can vote for representatives at each level of government. Therefore, they have a say in how the three spheres of government should be run. But many citizens feel the country is so corrupt it would be pointless even voting in general elections. Therefore, the aim of King of Corruption, the board game, is to give social commentary on South African politics, to bring awareness to the unnecessary crimes and misuse of tax from people in power, as well as educate the public on what should be done with available resources. Research shows that board games are a useful tool for learning new material, and South Africans have been seen poking fun at politics online. Therefore, a satirical political board game is an appropriate solution. Globally, the biggest age range for board game lovers is 18 to 34-year-olds. This aligns with the board game's target audience of South Africans who can vote between the ages of 18 and 60 years old. Those who can't afford the board game or do not like board games will receive shirts with an educational comic on political corruption and how to combat it. This ensures the user keeps the shirt for longer than, say, an educational pamphlet, while mocking political parties handing out shirts for votes, despite a history of lack of service delivery. The objectives of the project are to spread the project's message through the game, advertising and handing out shirts, present the information in an easy-to-understand way, and promote the game and message through memorable digital advertising. The original concept for the board game was to introduce a pop-up element for wow factor. However, after reviewing research as well as practical considerations such as production costs, a more dynamic box design was selected. To cut down on material costs, the board game is now collapsible. On the outside will be the packaging design. When opened, the rules of the board game will be revealed, as well as a deck of cards and the educational shirt. However, when it is completely unfolded, printed on the inside will be the board game design. Inside the lids will be the dice and action spinner. The project is ethical, as sustainable materials will be used, such as recycled paper and sustainably sourced shirts. Adverts for the game will be digital, thus using less paper. In addition, the project will be socially responsible, as it aims to improve the lives of South Africans who suffer the effects of political corruption. The actual design will be inclusive, as high contrast colors for colorblind people and dyslexic-friendly fonts will be used. For blind players, player markers will be designed to have distinct shapes to aid differentiating markers from each other, and the board game will have a raised path with a clear direction so the board can be navigated independently. Text can be read by deaf people, and fellow players with eyesight can read to the blind players, as Braille will add to production costs, making the board game less affordable. When playing the game, players will pick up action cards, which contain a scenario and 4 responses to choose from. These help players earn either money points, popularity points, or free time points. A corrupt action rewards the players with points, however, they receive no points for the ethical answer. This shows players that corrupt politicians see a country and their citizens as a means of easy rewards, and helping citizens is hard work for little return. There are existing political board games that are either serious, satirical, or educational. However, these board games have off-putting long rules and do not have a lasting impact. There are also campaigns where citizens donate money to combat political corruption, but these are not widely known. Therefore, King of Corruption, the board game, is unique because the board game aims to be an all-in-one. Players are entertained from the simple satirical board game, and the educational shirt will give readers the opportunity to learn more about politics and how to practically combat corruption. Not only is the concept more in-depth, but the innovative packaging will make the board game stand out from the competition. The board game will have its own blog and be advertised online, resulting in support from board game lovers and/or people who make fun of politics. Educational shirts will be handed out to the rest of the target audience, thus spreading the message to everyone. Success of the project would be measured by sales of the board game, number of shirts handed out, and views on social media or blog visits. Next steps for the project will be to find suitable suppliers that are affordable and eco-friendly, then finalize designs for the deliverables, and finally checking that all aspects of the brief have been accounted for.